Welcome to SMAS Exams. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get a level 7 in the IELTS Writing Task. Now, we're going to be focusing on the criteria of task response. Now, for the IELTS level 7 task response criteria, you need to address all parts of the task, present a clear position throughout the response, and you need to present, extend, and support your main ideas. But you may overgeneralize and your supporting ideas may lack focus. So, in today's lesson, we are going to understand what the IELTS rubric is asking you to do for task response. We will be going through this rubric and seeing exactly what it means. Then, we're going to look at techniques and tips to make sure that you are reaching the Band 7 criteria for task response. And then finally, we're going to identify examples of students meeting the criteria in sample answers. Now, just to put this into context, this is the full rubric for Band 7, 8 and 9. And as you can see here, the task response criteria is worth 25% of your IELTS Writing Task 2 grade. So we also will be looking at coherence and cohesion, lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy in future videos. However, in this video, we are just looking at task response level 7. So let's get straight into Objective 1, understanding the rubric. So here is the rubric again. The first thing you need to do to make sure you get a good level for task response is you need to address all parts of the task. So if we look at this IELTS Writing Task 2 question, it says you should spend about 40 minutes on this task, write about the following topic. In the future, nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read everything they want online without paying. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. So, the first part of the task is here highlighted in yellow, which is the statement. Now, what you need to do, you need to read and understand the main topic of what you are meant to be writing about. This is where planning comes in handy. This part of the task will tell you what kind of essay you need to write. In this case, it is an agree or disagree question. Make sure you say in the introduction what your opinion is. Another part of the task is you need to give reasons for your answer. You must do this. You need to give details to support your opinion. And the final thing you need to do to address all parts of the task is include any relevant examples. Now, if you do all 4 of these things, you'll be addressing all parts of the task, as long as you write 250 words. We will be looking at how to do this in the later stage of the video. However, there are different types of questions. For example, this one. Some people believe that allowing children to make their own choices on everyday matters, such as food, clothes, and entertainment, is likely to result in a society of individuals who can only think about their own wishes. Other people believe that it is important for children to make decisions about matters that affect them. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. In this question, it's asking you to do 3 things. Firstly, it's asking you to discuss the first view, which is, if children can make their own choices, society will be full of people who can only think about themselves. Then it's asking you to discuss a second view. Children should be allowed to make their own choices in things that affect them. And thirdly, it says, which of the views do you agree with? So to address all parts of the task, you need to do all 3 of these things. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. There are other types of question as well. We're not going to go through all of them, but this is what address all parts of the task means. For example, you might get a question that says, why is this so? Give reasons for this and solutions, which again is 3 parts. You have to say why this is so, reasons why it is so, and then solutions for the problem. This is a problem solution essay. Another one could be, why is this so? What effect does it have on individuals and society? And again, 3 parts. You have to say why it is so, what is the effects of individuals, and what is the effect on society. And finally, do the disadvantages outweigh the advantages? This is 2 parts. You need to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. but you also must clearly say if the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. So this is what the rubric means by addressing all parts of the task, which you need to do to get a level 7. Address all parts of the task means that you have to answer all the questions and follow all the instructions. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, the next part of the rubric is also simple. You need to present a clear position throughout the response. What that means is you have to keep the same thread or your position or your opinion all the way through your essay. So for this question, it says, in the future, nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read everything they want online without paying. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Now, this means that you need to state your opinion clearly and decisively throughout the entire essay. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how to do this, but for this essay type, you just need to choose whether you agree or disagree. Try not to do both, because it says or. It doesn't say how do you agree and disagree with this statement. It says agree or disagree. If you choose one, it will be very easy to stay on a clear position throughout your response. That is all this means. Like I said, later in the video, I'm going to show you how to keep a clear position throughout the response in your introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion, which will make sure you hit this criteria for the Level 7 IELTS Writing Task 2. Now, the last thing you need to do is you need to present, extend, and support your main ideas. Now, that means you need to present and develop your ideas and give examples. Also, later on in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how to do that using the topic sentence, explain, example, link method. So let's get into the techniques and tips that you need to do to meet the rubric requirements for task response for a level 7 in the IELTS Writing Task 2. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you plan your answer. This is the number one tip for IELTS Writing Task 2. You must write a plan. So how do we plan? Well, there's 3 main steps if you want to do well on task achievement. Firstly, you need to decide if you agree or disagree with the statement, if it is an agree or disagree essay. This will help you keep a clear response throughout the response. Then you need to think of some reasons why you agree or disagree. Think of more than you need at this stage and make a note of them on your plan. Finally, you need to think of examples that support your opinion. So I'm going to decide I agree with the statement that nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read everything they want online without paying. So I've chosen agree, and that helps me to keep a clear response throughout the essay. So what does my plan look like? Here is a way that I have devised to really help me with my task response. So I've made a plan. Okay, so my first point is it is more convenient to read online. I've given a reason. You don't have to go to the shop. You can download anything you want anytime, and it doesn't take up any space if it's in your phone or on your e-reader. Some examples will be apps on the phone for The Guardian and the BBC, and also newspaper sales are down. And again, this is just a plan. I'm going to use this to write my essay, but now I'm just getting ideas. My second point might be that online reading is free. And the reason is people can save money and still be informed about what's going on in global events. Some examples, copyright laws will run out and you can use torrent sites to download books for free. Another point is ebook readers are cheap and easy to carry. You can get any book you want. They're much smaller than books. You can take your whole library on holiday. It is hard to find some books if you don't live near a shop or a library. And an example would be in Vietnam, it is hard to find rare books or new books. So this is just quickly what I do. I plan and I think of some points, reasons, and examples. So how does this fit with the rubric? So again, rubric addresses all parts of the task, presents a clear position throughout the response, and it presents, extends, and supports main ideas. Remember, this is 25% of your IELTS Writing Task Part 2. So let's have a look at the question. In the future, nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read everything they want online without paying. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge. Well, now that we have a plan with a few points, some reasons, and examples, you can see that we are addressing the task because we are agreeing. We're talking about printed newspapers or books. We're talking about online for free. We also are supporting our main ideas, and we have a clear position because all of them are reasons to agree. As you can see, it is vital to plan. If you have a good plan, you can easily hit all three criterion in the grade 7 IELTS Writing Task rubric. Let's now look at how this plan will help us with the essay specifically for task response. So the first part is present a clear position throughout the response. So we need to keep a clear position. We already have decided that we agree. We have our plan. So let's have a look. Well, while we're planning, okay, we need 2 body paragraphs, a conclusion, and an introduction. This will help structure your essay, which will help with parts of the rubric, which we'll be looking at in the next video. So I think, right, I want to write about convenience. So I have my point, reason, and examples in my plan, and I'm going to put that in body paragraph 1. This helps me present a clear position throughout the response because it is agreeing with what I said in my introduction. For my second body paragraph, I'm going to talk about ebook readers are cheap and easy to carry, and we can get free books on torrents. Okay, so this is going to be body paragraph 2, and already I have a point. It's a clear position because it agrees, and it has reasons and examples. Now let's have a look at this in practice. This is a student that has answered the question that we were just looking at about the newspapers or books going downhill. So let's see. First, they present a clear position. This is their introduction. I agree with the statement that in the future, nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read everything they want online without paying. So this yellow is presenting a clear position. The student is saying, I agree that. Okay, then they tell the reader what they will talk about in reason 1. They also tell the reader what they will talk about in reason 2. Okay, so this is still the introduction. The convenience and accessibility of online news and ebooks have made them more popular than ever. They are also more eco-friendly. So this student has decided they're going to talk about convenience and accessibility and eco-friendliness. Now, as you can see in the introduction, it gives a quick summary of what they're going to talk about. This is another good reason for planning. Now, people are going to say, but you haven't paraphrased the introduction. I know, because the reason is, in this video, we're just looking at task response. So we'll look at paraphrasing in another video. So the first body paragraph. The increasing popularity of ebooks and online news is also driven by the ease of use and convenience of electronic devices. So this is your topic sentence. You're keeping your position because you said increasing popularity. You have linked it to the introduction because you're talking about convenience. Smartphones, tablets, and e-readers have become ubiquitous and have made it possible to read anything, anywhere, and at any time. As technology continues to improve, it is likely that the reading experience on these devices will become even more seamless and enjoyable. So you can see in green, they have given reasons and examples to support the main ideas. Paragraph 2. Moreover, the environmental impact of printed newspapers and books is a significant concern. So this again is presenting a clear position. They're saying it's a concern. It means they agree with the statement, which is clear throughout the response as they have in the introduction and in the first paragraph as well. Examples and reasons. The process of producing paper products is energy intensive and generates significant carbon emissions. In contrast, ebooks and online news have a much smaller ecological footprint. As people become more environmentally conscious, it is likely they will increasingly opt for digital reading options. Again, giving an idea, giving a reason, and you're giving examples. And you are still presenting a clear position, as you can see by the yellow. And then in conclusion, it is likely that the demand for printed newspapers and books will decline. In the future, it is highly likely that nobody will buy printed newspapers or books because they will be able to read anything they want online conveniently and in a more eco-friendly way. It will also be free. So this essay, again, there's a clear position throughout, as you can see with all the yellow. It gives the position in the introduction, in the conclusion, and in both body paragraphs. So this really does present a clear position throughout the whole essay. It addressed all parts of the task because it is agreeing and giving opinions. And it has also presented ideas too in the body paragraphs. It has extended them with reasons and examples to support the main ideas. So this is what you need to be thinking about to get the 25% of the marks for the IELTS Writing Task 2 task achievement. That's it. That's all you need to do to get a Band 7 for task achievement. You need to address all parts of the task, present a clear position throughout, and give, extend, and support all your main ideas. Now, this is only for task response. There is still 75% of the IELTS Writing Task Part 2 rubric we need to look at and deconstruct. In the next video, we'll be looking at coherence and cohesion, which is how do we organize information, how do we use cohesive devices, and how do we present clear central topics in each paragraph. Check out that video right here on the screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have value from this video, and please leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for now, good luck, and smash those exams.